Hey everyone, welcome to Con Carolina's Television. I am Bronner and I am here. Um, and yeah,
Yeah,
hi, long time no see. No, actually, I saw you last week, but it was in
it's
a
been a long week.
limited capacity
It's been a long
over the
week.
last few weeks. So I do apologize for that. But joining me tonight, of course, is the fabulous and wonderful and most amazingly supportive woman I have ever seen in my entire life, and that's my beautiful wife. Hi,
Hi, he started
Sam.
the fabulous and wonderful, and I could have sworn he was going to be talking about Nick.
No, no, no,
I thought
no.
about it for a
I know
And
second,
exactly who
just to
you're
be
talking about.
funny. Just to be funny, I
I
thought
knew
about
it
it
was
for a
going to be
second.
fabulous, wonderful,
But
beautiful. I still wasn't worried at beautiful, and then he said woman, and I was like, oh, that's me.
After you said
but
woman, I contemplated trying to jump in and steal your valor a little bit. Yeah.
but and then we also have the ever present, world renowned,
Ever
um,
vigilant.
like
Ever present.
super fun co-host,
Can't get rid
Nick
of me even if
Barone.
you want to.
Don't want to. People love you.
uh,
Um, and also joining us later in the show will be Arugs,
From the internet.
from the internet, D101
Very
and
special night.
Nerd Mom Ace fame kind of thing.
Let me just
So
pause
she,
for a minute and gush about how excited I am to have
yeah,
that beautiful woman's face with us this week.
right. So, with that being said, I'm doing all the talking. So, why don't you tell us what
It's
the show
not.
is about um, this evening, Nick? Since you had the
yeah,
best
sure.
grasp, you
Why
had the
not?
best grasp and understanding of the
You
concept.
have the best mental
So
capacity.
I
So,
think I understand this. I think I understand this. And I cannot take credit for the concept. This was all Bronner's brainchild. And I think I understood it of the people that were in the chat probably the most. The idea is that you take a hero and a villain. And hero, it can be across any different type of medium, any different type of intellectual property, and you mash them together. You come up with a mashup, and you create a character that is a fusion of these two concepts. This could create something that just synergizes really well together, or it could create something that's like oil and water, and it doesn't quite pair well, but that could be
it sounds
hilarious in and of itself. So we're going to see a variety of different potential mashup characters, kind of mined from our collective consciousness. We're going to put those out into the world for you. You might need therapy afterwards, or maybe
highly
you're really
recommended.
going to take to one.
And you might have a take that none of us have had.
That's true.
So,
Yes. And that is going to be the most fun, I think, in my opinion, is having that audience participation.
right. Because
Um,
then
Yeah.
we can sit there and go, oh shit, I didn't even think about
because,
that.
right, exactly. We're going to throw ours out there, and then somebody's going to be like, well, instead of this one, what about this?
Right.
And I think that's going to be fun. And I think we're going to come up with like a really cool, really badass villain superhero butt baby. So
Hybrid. No, yeah, I can't say puppy be on air like that.
I can say butt baby. It's not a cuss word. You don't get canceled for butt baby,
I know, but it's kind of
do you?
insensitive to the LGBT community. I'm just joking. I don't even know what I'm talking about, so it went over my head too.
I don't know what it is.
It's just when, like, when two things would not normally have a baby, you call it a butt baby. Like, you know,
Oh,
dog and a
Right.
cat
When
doesn't usually
it's
have a baby.
gotcha.
It's a butt baby.
with the exception of, like, never mind. We'll get into it.
It's like
Like
I'll explain to my take,
it's
and
like a
then
clone, you know,
cat
and it
dog.
could
right,
go really well. So, like in for a comics reference, right? Cable was a clone of Scott Summers and I guess Jean Grey's DNA. I think he was
Mm.
technically a clone of her, but yeah, it's what it is. But you put two good things together and you get something else that's really cool, right?
right.
So that could be what we get, or you could get 90% of what I'm about to read. So,
I don't know. I can spin it. I can spin just about anything.
right on.
Just
All right. So without further ado, I guess we'll just jump right into it, and we will see.
where this
where this kind of
Yellow Brick Road takes
yeah,
us.
where are we going with this? So,
I don't think we.
since
even
you have the biggest list because you are,
Maybe.
let's face it,
Overachiever.
let's face it, you are an overachiever, and you are slightly
Slightly.
bigger nerd than I am. I mean,
Oh.
let's be honest.
By
If-
slightly, you mean slightly.
Oh,
But I would venture that 75% of what I have here is fused with the same villain.
okay.
But we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Oh,
Don't
now
worry
I'm
about it.
interested. I'm so
Okay.
interested. Let's do
I'm
this.
dying now.
I'll start off.
Yeah.
I'll start off a little light and a little obscure. Okay, so we had to come up with heroes and villains, and this is one where I thought that these two things actually synergize together very well. One of these, there's going to be some debate as to whether or not this person qualifies as a hero, but a hero is what? They're the lead character in their story, right?
Protagonist.
Yeah, the protagonist, exactly. Indiana Jones, from a certain point of view, is not a hero because he's going around and sort of like stealing like cultural artifacts from various different cultures, putting them in museums instead of keeping them with the people that they belong with, right?
Right.
So the hero can be interpreted many different ways.
Loosely
But
translate.
exactly. So for this purpose, I went with Scrooge McDuck as my hero because he is the protagonist. He was the protagonist of his comic. He was the protagonist of his cartoon. He was the
man.
main character, right? Even if he was primarily motivated by his own personal greed. And
Yeah,
what
I'm
better villain to mix him with? And this one's kind of a deep cut. I don't know if you are familiar, if you've read the Green Lantern comic books, but they eventually expanded out the whole Green Lantern mythos into multiple different colors of rings, and they all have their own different attributes. Green is for willpower, blue is for hope, red is for rage, violet is for love, and orange is for greed. And there is only
My
one
God.
Orange Lantern because there can only be one person who is ultimately
Has
greedy.
the ring at the
That's
And his
great.
name is Larfleeze. He is a weird looking alien, kind of looks, I don't know, sort of like a dog camel man who's kind of gaunt, like looks like he hasn't eaten for a long time. So mine is Scrooge McLarfleeze. You smash the two of them together, you get this anthropomorphic ball of greed that has, I guess, an orange ring. And what's that?
You gave the names. I just gave them
Yeah,
backstories.
you have to. That's okay.
No, I
Yeah.
just gave them backstories.
Yeah, so he's a greedy, I guess, duck alien creature who got an orange ring and uses it to amass more wealth. He's basically Mark Zuckerberg or Jeff Bezos, but an anthropomorphic version with a magical, powerful ring.
But you know,
I mean, wouldn't you say that he is a little more Elon Musk?
Sure, yeah, Elon, insert random
insert
scumbag.
random billionaire, right?
So yeah,
Right.
that's
We're going to be canceled by Mark.
That is
but-
fantastic.
if. Oh, I mean, sorry. Wonderful
Mark's
entrepreneur.
going to buy
captain
Twitch
of
so that
industry.
we can't do Twitch episodes about him anymore.
Technically, Bezos does own us.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. So whoopsies, whoopsies. But and if Larfleeze is too obscure, you could also just throw Lex Luthor in there, and then you've got Scrooge McLuthor.
Scrooge McLuthor.
Uh,
What about Lex McDuck?
Lex McDuck. That works too. Yep. Now imagine
Okay.
Superman going up against a duck in a green armor, with, like powered by kryptonite. It'd be ridiculous.
okay, so all right.
Wait,
Let me. I want to go next.
we need to find
because-
an artist to draw
because-
that out.
Yeah, we really do. Okay. Copyright infringement, so I think would be an issue. Okay, so hypothesis-wise, I was going along the same lines. Now, Lex Luthor happens to be my villain. Okay, and the reason why I did this because I remember part of that story arc was that they took Superman's DNA and like Luthor's DNA and they made Superboy, right?
Yeah.
And okay, so I'm thinking along those same lines, except for I'm like, okay, well, what could be even more powerful than having
Hi, Mage.
that combination?
We got a Mage in the chat.
Hey, Mage. And so where I was kind of going with is like, okay, so let's go tech meets magic and go with Voldemort and Lex Luthor and smash them together.
Oh my
And
gosh.
that way you encompass everything. Because not only can you afford all the tech that, okay, and yeah, Lex Luthor can afford just about anything that is imaginable because it is science fiction after all. But in any case, if it was just the mainline Lex Luthor, who, let's face it, started off as a hero, not a villain. You know, he turned hero. I mean, turned villain. But
Is he really a villain then?
yeah, pretty much.
His intention is like, it's crazy because his goal is he wants to save the world. He doesn't want Superman to do it. He wants to put his brand on everything, but he
He's
also
a
just
megalomaniac,
wants
right?
to improve the world. Yeah, he's
So
yeah.
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Again. Again,
Common
in any
theme.
case. So, sorry about that, Elon. But I just thought it would be really cool to have that type of a vibe of, you know, like the Prince of Darkness, the evil beyond all evil wisp of a um, person that's always trying to get back, and then you have that person that is got the means and technology that could probably help them in that situation much quicker than it happened in, let's say, 7 movies.
Fair enough.
But that was kind of where I was taking it down this road because I was like, because I was gonna go hero and hero, and I was gonna do like the whole like I really admired what they did with the DNA and the test tube baby and the creating Superboy in the lab or whatever. Um, but you know that was kind of my take.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How much of a nose would their mashup have, right? Because like Voldemort's got his tiny little slit nose, and like Luthor has, I guess, a full human one, right?
So what would he look like?
It would be a half
so
nose.
I'm gonna say that
Right.
when
Like a
we
nub?
do this,
The half nose.
let's take.
Like a pig.
Okay,
Because
now
it's
I
gonna
know
have
this.
full nostrils, but no actual nose. So full nostrils, no nose.
I have an idea.
You have an idea?
Okay, it is an offshoot, and we can put it in on our fan page and whatnot. But it's not going to make a lot of the AI people very happy. The people that are artists that now are getting, you know, basically robbed for all the AI stuff that's going around. But their biggest complaint. But if you take an app and you just take the 2 pictures of Voldemort and then take a picture of Lex Luthor and then you put them in the app and then you come up and then you picture and same thing with your Scrooge McDuck and your and just kind of do a mashup of all that, and then we can kind of do like a mashup of everybody.
Of everybody, yeah.
And then we'll have to take a little bit of heat from our fellow artists that are out there because they are valid in every one of their. But I don't have
100%.
I don't have the pocket to pay
right.
like Ben Marabelli
And hey,
to draw all these all these commissions. Come on.
If you're at home and you decide that you want to make fan art of any of the things that we discuss and you have the time and the energy and are expecting no money and no compensation, then go nuts.
I would rather
Otherwise, there is an algorithm.
I would rather it be original artwork and not use AI. But I mean, let's face it, that's an easy route to go.
So I find it very interesting that, you know, you guys have your Lex Luthor connection because apparently Bronner and I have a Voldemort connection.
Oh no!
Hey.
We're going 6 degrees of separation
All
here.
right, this is Kevin Bacon episode.
No, it's Voldemort, Scrooge McDuck. We're gonna complete the triangle.
Oh,
No.
man. I want to see the AI on that one. No, actually, it took a minute because like I knew I wanted
Could be the new Justice League.
I had Voldemort in my head, and I was like, I'm butt babying Voldemort with somebody, and I couldn't figure it out, and I couldn't figure it out, and I'm not even gonna try to explain how this popped into my head because you have Voldemort, and he's a very powerful wizard, not the most powerful, but you know, he's a powerful wizard. So he's got the magic aspect, and he's got the lack of a nose. And then I thought Wolverine. Regeneration, eternal life, physical strength.
Exoskeleton and adamantine.
Right. So
Exoskeleton, not exo, but
regular skeleton. But
endoskeleton.
I did. I put these two together, and I don't have a clever name for Voldemort and Wolverine. Volderine. There we go.
That's good. I mean, that's what came to my mind. That's,
you know, he
I
gets
like
his nose back. He can kill babies with his claws, and he doesn't have to worry about missing. Wolvermort. Oh, that sounds like a venereal disease.
I kind of like it.
I do.
Let's
like
write it.
though.
Let's write it down, just so that we can.
Wolvermort.
So that we can.
And then my mind started doing.
We tag
like,
the pictures, you know, with their names
and tricks and stuff, and I started imagining Voldemort in Wolverine's yellow suit, and that didn't go over well in my head. I cringed a lot.
Right now.
And then I imagined Wolverine in Voldemort's robes, or like just the face of Wolverine with little baby claws out the back of the head under the turban.
What?
It was like my brain.
You mean the Voldemort Quirrell when like Professor Quirrell had Voldemort on the head? Instead, there's Wolverine.
There's like a little baby Wolverine, you know.
Oh wow!
It's just a face and like little pokey claws.
Oh my gosh! As if like having another person's face on the back of someone's face wasn't nightmare fuel enough.
Oh god! Voldemort
like,
with a
hair.
cigar.
But it's only, you know, because Wolverine has his pointy hair that sticks out, right? But it's only on that side. So if like Voldemort turns around, it looks like he has a really funky looking hairdo.
Or when he goes snake.
Yeah.
In the comic. I can see it.
And so I've not been under a lot of stress lately. My brain didn't just go,
crazy.
It did, but I found that really cool that you guys connected. We connected.
That was really cool. That was kind of like a thing. So what was your guys called? Scrooge
Scrooge McLarfleys. or Lex McDuck, Scrooge McLarfleys. It depends if you want to go with the Luther version or, you know, or the less commonly known Larfleys. Yeah.
Going. I like that.
Lex McDuck. Okay.
Scrooge McLuther.
And I haven't come up with mine yet, but that'll be to be determined.
So
okay.
Wait a minute. Not to be determined. Let's get your dude a name.
Okay.
Okay. Brainstorming. Voldemort.
Balderthor.
Like
Lex Luthor.
Lexamort?
Lexamort was, yeah.
Lexamort is close to Voldemort.
Yeah, but
that's fine.
We're going to go with...
Well, there's a common nickname.
That way you can still use yours.
When people like to make fun of others and they like try to call them evil, sometimes they put a mort at the end of people's names. So I think it's fine if you're going to take somebody's name and then put a mort at the end of it. It's fine. I mean, it's very iconically, this is a comparison or includes Voldemort.
All right. So
Yeah.
Lex Mort, Luther Mort. Okay. And Mortarine.
Volderine? No, it was Wolvermort.
No, we decided that I was going to get the Mort and you were going
Oh,
to take the
so
latter.
then mine's Volderine.
Volderine.
Yes.
Okay.
And Sean says Lexmort sounds like an evil retail store.
It really does.
Because if you mispronounce
That's the one that Elon Musk owns. There's a common theme here.
I just imagine I'm going down to the Lexmort.
Piggly Wiggly. But in any case, wow. Okay, so yeah, we took a left turn there. So we are now ready for round two. Well, should we wait for Arik should be here any second? Should we just fill in space until she gets here so we get hers?
Or we can
okay, we'll
throw her in. Why not?
Keep this party rolling.
All right, Nick, you're up next.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll go with another one that's kind of almost a serious one before we start really devolving into absolute chaos. So, okay, for this one,
already?
hear me out. You're familiar with the Transformers franchise, right?
Yes.
We're on the planet Cybertron. The evil Decepticons are waging war against the heroic Autobots who are trying to fight to save their planet. Chaos is going. It looks like the Decepticons have the advantage. A brave Autobot leader, a hero rises. We know him. We're familiar with him. He is, of course, the one, the only Optimus Prime. He stands up, feeling overpowered. He goes to take out his Autobot matrix of leadership and try to use that to turn the tide. Gets blasted out of his hands. Then when it seems like all hope is lost, suddenly across the galaxy, a green ring starts to shoot to him and tells him, Optimus Prime from Sector, whatever Cybertron is from, you possess great willpower, you have been chosen, welcome to the Green Lantern Corps. Optimus Prime gets a Green Lantern ring, he uses that, now with a weapon, a cosmic weapon, that can do whatever his mind can think, and he's a transformer, right? This guy transforms, he changes shapes all the time. Now he can like create green.
There's no learning curve.
Constructs
or whatever.
Yeah, his own constructs. Yeah.
He's good, he's ready to go. Energy axes out the wazoo. He'd go crazy. Optimus Prime plus Green Lantern would make for an awesome fusion. I can't believe that comic doesn't already exist.
Awesome. Optimus Lantern.
Yeah.
Green Prime.
You don't even have to rename this one because all the Green Lanterns are just Green Lanterns, so you'd be Optimus Prime as a Green Lantern.
Right.
I need him to be.
He's like
Green
Hal Jordan,
Prime.
Green Lantern.
Green
I
Prime.
need a Green Prime.
Yeah, that
Green
works.
Prime. Fine.
Yes. And I like, oh man. But see, now you've made him OP.
Yeah.
How long before
Oh.
he becomes a villain?
Oh.
Becomes a villain? Well, it could also be, so there's, you know how a lot of things like DC has this with the Crime Society or whatever, they have a universe where like they're all evil. It's the Justice League, but they're all evil.
Right.
They have one in Transformers too called the Shattered Glass universe where all the Autobots are actually the bad guys. So it could be him. It could be the bad guy version gets the Green Lantern ring.
Ooh.
Either way, it works for me.
Or
What if
give
the
it to
bad guy
Megatron.
version gets the Green Lantern ring?
Give it to Megatron.
Give it to
Who do you
Megatron.
get to fight him? Who do you get to fight him?
Who do you get to
created
fight?
this
The Hulk?
super OP villain. Who's gonna fight him?
The Hulk. Thanos.
Well, I would say if it's going to be heroes, like if
Galactus.
Optimus Prime keeps the Green Lantern ring and he continues to be the hero, then you've got to give Megatron a Yellow Lantern ring and indoctrinate him into the Sinestro Corps. It's only fair.
Right, because we're so fair.
Oh my gosh, that would be such an amazing if we could get Hasbro and DC to kind of like come to terms with each
Right.
other and just create a what if. That would be so awesome. I mean, I
Be
couldn't even
amazing.
think about it. I couldn't even. Wow.
Yeah, and you could
Create,
even
That would
add
be
like
like
it's a little
creative, bro.
franchise, right?
massively.
Right? That's a whole new franchise.
And
Our
other
kids will
rings,
be
there's
enjoying that.
Just
like
for
other rings
anybody
to
out there
go to.
listening, we've copyrighted this. I'm just kidding.
That would be amazing. I wish.
Sean just said you went to Jared's because everyone's getting a ring.
Oh,
You
oh
can only
boy.
be Jared's.
Uh, every kiss begins with K. You know how, okay, I'm going to tell you guys something that it is embarrassing how long it took me to realize that the word kiss starts with K.
And that's
Yeah,
why
Like
they
the
say it.
day,
I would never admit to that again.
the day
on
I
a
put
stream,
2 and 2 together, I literally had to have laughed for about an hour. Like I was like, I
You know
cannot
what though?
believe.
That's okay because that means you're not ingesting the marketing as they're trying to cram it down your throat, right? Because you're
I'm
impervious to it.
resisting Big Brother.
I
Yeah.
like the way you think there.
Thank you.
That was very
See,
nice.
running
You were
space.
rude. Nick came to my, my defense.
That was very
It
sweet.
may have been bullshit, but he came to my defense.
It was good bullshit though. I mean,
It was.
I gotta take
It
some
was-
notes.
I'm gonna have to give you your PhD.
I literally
BS.
have to take notes.
Oh my God, Sean! Y'all have to look at that.
Why?
Optimus Amazon Prime. He can get anywhere in 2 days.
They, I shit you not, I believe there is an Optimus Prime toy that is an Amazon Prime truck. You can check me on that. If not,
Google.
if not Amazon Prime, there's some delivery service where they did a crossover where they actually made an Optimus Prime toy and it has like their
It's
logo
probably
and
Hess.
insignia on it. It might be Hess, yeah.
Because Hess makes a special truck and they cross lines and borders and copyright infringements. I mean, I'm sure they got permission, but
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find this because now it's just bringing up all the Optimus Prime toys on Amazon.
Yeah, I'm also finding people who found Amazon Prime trucks that look like Optimus Prime and they posted pictures of those. So it might not have been Amazon Prime, but there was definitely a cross promotion where like it's Optimus Prime plus company and
right.
here's a transformer.
If there's not a cross, they're missing out on that one. And Sean gets the credit for it. Somebody call Amazon. Let him know.
Was it? Hang on. Was it Ghostbusters that they also did one of? Yep, there's a Ghostbusters Optimus Prime.
What?
Well, Ghostbusters owns Hasbro, right? Or Hasbro owns Ghostbusters, right?
You got it.
Wow.
One of them goes.
All right. So I guess I am up next. And hopefully that we can follow the logic in this one.
Sure,
And
we'll go with that.
I don't know.
Oh, he's cool.
It's kind of like, okay, you take it, for instance, a megalomaniac, and you take someone like a villain like Galactus, for instance. Okay.
Oh,
And you take Galactus and you say, okay, Galactus, your bride to be is going to be Harley Quinn. And you mash them together. So now you have Harley Quinn's psyche and cuckoo-ness in an all-powerful, like, Optimus Prime. I mean, I'm pretty sure you could just, snap his neck off and
Absolutely.
and just eat him in half, right? So, yeah.
So you just made a villain even more unstable. I like
right. And that's kind of the point. It's like, because we're trying to go push the envelope super villain wise. Now,
So
I mean, Scrooge McLuther does the trick. Don't get me wrong. Because that was the best pull that I've heard.
I have a question though. Does this new villain, which we'll lay names to, retain the cute, petite, unassuming body of Harley Quinn.
I think it well, Galactus is kind of the world destroyer, world eater kind of a thing. I mean, he's
Gigantic. Yeah.
gigantic. I mean, he's the
Could
size
still
of a
have her
planet.
Right.
shape
But most
to
teeny
be.
tiny girls
Yeah.
have the biggest appetite, right? So
Oh snap!
so it would be totally in line and unassuming. You got Harley Quinn walking down the street, and then all of a sudden she opens her mouth, and poof, your universe is gone.
Galactic Quinn.
Um,
It's a female, and her name is Galactic Quinn.
Galactic Queen.
I like that.
I like it. I
That
like
is
it.
And it's just a giant, like jester version of Harley Quinn. I mean that version.
Yeah,
With
not the
with
blue
the
and
big
red hair,
hammer,
but the
like destroys the worlds with a hammer.
Yeah.
Like rains down on. I love it.
and she's just very cute and thick.
Hey,
Like me.
babes.
No.
Yeah,
It,
again, Harley Quinn. Who's not in? I just want to see it represented in a comic. That's all.
See, the problem that I had is I wasn't thinking like, let's make super villains or let's make like unstoppable,
That's okay.
completely powerful ones. Mine were completely random. Like, let's be honest here. Voldemort and Wolverine, totally. Like my brain nailed that one. But the next one, my brain just went, let's go as random as possible.
Mhm.
And it really did. So what I ended up here with is the evil queen, beautiful, wonderful Ursula. Just so happens to turn herself into, she got some legs, she walking on, dry land, and then she meets and falls in love with someone, and they pop out a baby. The person she met and fell in love with and popped out a baby with just so happens to be Sub-Zero.
What the hell?
So now you have evil queen with her powers, Sub-Zero. Obviously, the child is living in the polar Arctic regions.
He's up there with the sperm whale.
And the polar bears.
Does the child follow in like the Ninja Clan roots too?
Yes, with all 8 tentacles.
With man, you created a very OP Mortal Kombat character.
Oh,
all 8 tentacles.
That's like Grogu. Grogu was the guy's name?
Goro,
Gordo.
Yeah.
Gorgo.
Goro,
What's his name? Goro.
Goro, the guy with the
Goro.
multiple
Yeah, Goro.
arms. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like Goro,
But different, right?
but
So
the queen
Yeah.
of the
all 8
underworld.
tentacles are like ninja masters. It's got the seashell. It's everything.
I'm now imagining like tentacles, and I think this is more squid tentacles than octopus tentacles, but like how they shoot ink out the end. But I'm imagining that with like ice, like the ice balls
Ice,
that,
yeah.
like shooting
That's
that across
kinda
the
what my
stage
brain
at your
thought of.
opponent. Yeah,
Or when they open up and they ink, it's
yeah, like a whole
Ice.
bunch of them though, just sharp.
like Sub-Zero
Right?
ice.
Like, how do you
shooting out.
defend that?
I don't
Fire.
think you do.
Kill
I
it
don't
with
think
fire.
you can defend that.
Kill it with fire.
How do you kill ink?
Well, it's
The
gonna be ice.
sword.
It's gonna be ice.
Oh no, ink is mightier than the sword. Damn it.
I guess if you're Liu Kang, you transform into a dragon. I think that was a thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but so
and then melt the ice, or melt the ink. Melt the ink
it's
ice.
frozen ink. It's
Frozen
ink.
ice ink.
Ice ink.
Yeah, Incas.
Ice ink.
Incas. Ink ice.
Ink ice.
Okay. Okay. So what's your person called?
So I was
What's your thing called?
Earth-Zero or Subsala. And I'm really going with
Subsala.
Subsala.
Subsala is
Because
perfect.
I hadn't said it out
I
loud.
want to create a D&D character called Subsala. now.
As soon as I said it out loud, I was like, oh, it's Subsala. It's Subsala.
Subsala also sounds a little bit like something that's involved in different shows that are on the same channel. Just gonna put that out there.
She gets consent.
Good friends with Dom Sola. They have a good working relationship.
Is that Dominic Toretto and Ursula? Dom.
Oh,
So Ursula can fix cars with all 8 tentacles.
Hold on a second. I just had a thought. I just want to see what I'm thinking of here.
Oh my god. So yeah,
Keep going. Keep going.
a lot going on in there, and all the randomness. I just went, okay, what's happening?
that's okay.
That is so awesome.
But I was like, that was one of the first ones that I came up with, and I was so proud of that backstory. It's a romance. There's some drama involved. She does actually go to Mortal Kombat, so it's already better than the last movie.
That was kind of a criteria for Mortal Kombat sucking. The last one was that they never actually made it to Mortal Kombat. That's why we had those shirts printed up for John Darrow's idea was get in, loser, we're going to Mortal Kombat, because he was so pissed off that they actually never went to Mortal Kombat.
Very passionate about the fact that they had a Mortal Kombat movie and they didn't go to Mortal Kombat. So they didn't call it an origin story or nothing. They just called it point blank Mortal Kombat. And you saw no Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah, you're talking about the one that came out most recently. That one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was no Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. So
Yeah, there was no Mortal
John's
Kombat
very
at all.
passionate about his Mortal Kombat.
Now there were some cool Sub-Zero versus Scorpion fights. That was cool.
I enjoyed it. I didn't have a problem with the movie. As long as we eventually get to Mortal Kombat, I don't care how long it takes.
It's the hope. We got to get there.
Right? Sean, don't say you're going to Mortal Kombat if you're not going to Mortal Kombat.
Well, hold on. There you go. Okay.
But they did spend like the whole movie trying.
All right, so I've got my next one.
Okay.
They did try the whole movie. They tried to get there, but they never got.
Let's get Nick's going.
Oh, next.
Next.
Oh yeah. Okay. So now, I think so. Yeah. All right. We're gonna go a little bit more weirder and a little bit more random. I'm glad that you started the trend because now, mine stopped making sense and start just going into the crazy things that my mind could concoct. Right. So we all know the Carnage symbiote, right? The symbiote, it was attached to Cletus Cassidy. He was the villain known as Carnage. In this rendition of the lore, whatever, eventually the Carnage symbiote, for whatever reason, it's ripped off of Cletus Cassidy. Maybe there was some bells ringing and whatnot, and it got ripped off of him. Gets thrown through a wormhole into a completely new, different universe. A universe very unfamiliar to Carnage. A place where things are a lot more lighthearted and cheeky and wonderful and charming and lovely. The magical land of Equestria. And the Carnage symbiote finds itself, first off, it hates all of this. Okay, if you're familiar with Equestria, it is the homeland of the My Little Pony franchise. But it needs to find a host in order to survive. And it just so happens to stumble upon a nice little pink unicorn, whatever, pony, I don't know, I don't watch the show, named Pinkie Pie. And it latches onto her out of desperation in order to save itself. So Pinkie Pie, which I don't know too much about them, but I do know that Pinkie Pie, I guess, is supposed to be the innocent one. I don't know. Pinkie Pie gets overwhelmed by Carnage.
You put Carnage in Pinkie Pie.
Yes, it becomes
It's
Carnage
Pie.
Carnage Pie. And
Carnage
just
Pie.
starts wreaking havoc in Equestria.
Carnage in like Cheer Bear. From Care Bears.
That works too, yeah.
Traumatized Pinkie Pie.
Yeah, Pinkie Pie. And
Pie.
yeah, and
Oh
just
no,
goes
poor
around wreaking
Pinky.
havoc, slaughtering ponies left and right. My Little Pony all of a sudden becomes like rated M for adults, mature.
We're going for like X. Oh,
So yeah,
man.
it's
I
a
can
My Little
see,
Pony
like,
for adult
the
fans.
colors of Carnage in the shape of Little Pony.
Yup. See, that's where my mind went too.
Oh,
I'm
man.
like, how terrible
Wow.
can this be?
It could get bad.
That was one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break, bro. That was awesome.
Or
That was great. Carnify.
I appreciate that.
what were to happen
Very creative.
if Carnage Care Bear? Yeah, that's where I thought Nick was going with this. Because he's like, it's a happy place. And I was like, oh, he's putting him with a fucking Care Bear. That's going to be awesome.
That would be great too. I love it. I mean, similar
Carnivore?
concept.
Carnivore? Yeah.
Love
But
it.
that kind of has almost been done before, because there have been evil Care Bears. There's a whole like toy line of evil Care Bears. Were those just painted by Amanda Kessler, or did she create those? The Devil Care Bear.
I don't remember evil Care Bears.
Yeah, they were
like a fan.
curio case, I think.
I think an argument could be made that all of the Care Bears are technically evil because they have the ability to manipulate people's emotions, and controlling someone's mind, controlling someone's mood is a pretty evil thing to do if you think about it. You take away someone's personal agency. I don't know.
You're stretching.
All right, so
you are.
I've got a 3. We're progressive. This is a progressive show. Okay?
Just say you got a threesome.
I have a 3-way. I have a triad, and my triad is going to be: what if you took Kitty Pryde, Jaws, and Ann Wilkes from Misery, and you combined all 3.
Number one, you name it.
Dude, when you said Kitty Pryde, I was like, this is good because phasing is such a good power.
Right, phasing. Like, I'm a shark that I can phase into your room.
Right.
And then I could, like
the shark could phase into your boat.
Yeah, phase into the boat, phase into a cruise line, and then have a smorgasbord.
Here's the problem. The shark phases into the boat, and all it does is hobble you.
No. It's got to be more like King Shark, where it could actually.
Stalker from Misery. Yeah, it's the stalker from Misery.
It's the stalker from Misery, right? So
all it's going to do is hobble you. It's going to break your ankle.
So that's what I'm saying. It phases into a room. It phases back into as Jaws, and then it phases back into Ann Wilkes, right?
Oh, so it's changing.
And then while she's Ann Wilkes,
shapeshift.
She smashes your kneecaps, and then she phases out and goes back, and then of course she's stalk. What do sharks do? They hunt and stalk, right?
Confined to the water because they can't breathe on it.
Unless you're King Shark, right? Because Scrooge McDuck exists. I'm sorry, I didn't qualify.
No. I love this.
Shark on land is
out of the box.
Apparently our line. We draw the line at shark.
King Shark can breathe outside.
This is you're right. That is true. We can assume that the shark hybrid monster that you've made can breathe. I do have another question. And I know that this is a ridiculous thing to poke logistics in the shark phasing stalker from Misery.
Doodle it out together, I'm sure.
Wasn't part of her thing though that like she was unassuming, which was how she was able to kind of lure people in? And so if there's like a shark, does that undercut that aspect of what she does?
I guess it undercuts the psychology behind it. I guess the psychology aspect that I was going for is that you have a stalker and you have
Right.
something that stalks its prey, and which could have been Mufasa. I mean, I don't know, but
Two psychological thrillers.
right, but
Imagine if Scar
right, it
and
could have
Kitty
been
Pryde.
Scar
Scar and Kitty Pryde.
Oh.
Oh, that was bad. That was
I'm
dad,
not allowed
dad
to
joke.
That's a dad joke.
We were having arguments all day about
He's
dad
okay.
jokes.
So he's been yelling at me all day because I've been saying like stupid stuff, and he's like, "That's a dad joke." I'm like, "That's not a dad joke. Dad jokes are dumb puns." I was like, "That's just being stupid. I just said something stupid."
Give him the example.
I don't remember what it was. What was it?
We were in the doctor's office.
I said a lot of stuff in the
Okay.
doctor's office.
All right.
I feel you.
Thank you, Sean. Sean is on my side. Leave my dad jokes alone. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe that they. And I wonder. Well, another thing is also that she wanted to be a writer, right? Anna Wilkes,
Right.
Yes.
right? That's why she kidnapped her favorite author or
Mhm.
whatever, right? And held him hostage or whatever. And like, how would in shark form? How would she type? Unless she could be like, remember that cartoon where it wasn't King Shark, but there was a shark cartoon like Hanna-Barbera?
Yeah.
Whatever that shark cartoon
Wasn't
was.
that they played in the band?
Yeah.
It was the band.
The Nauticals or
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Is it
You know what I'm
Jabberjaw? Is he?
Jabberjaw.
Jabberjaw.
That's what it
Yeah,
was.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
But like I could just picture him with his little bubble trail going up and like hammering away on a book. Like, I got a book idea.
He's hammering away. Is he a
Hammering
hammering
away.
away?
Dads. No.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
I do.
Somebody give me a Werther's.
Oh.
Okay, so now we got to come up with the all important name.
Yes, of Kitty Pryde, Shark, and
Well, Kitty Pryde's
Shark and
her, because her
Sharkan?
codename was Shadowcat, right? Like that was her X-Man name was Shadowcat.
Right. So she
Because
could
you
be
could
Shadow
probably-
Shark and
Shark Cat and
Shadow Shark and Shadow Shark and
It rolls
yeah, we're
around
Shadow
the tongue.
Sharkin. We're Shadow Sharkin. I like Shadow Sharkin. I'm down with it.
you're just right. Your executive decision. All right.
I feel like maybe not the name of the character, but you could call it like the Jaws of Misery. Like
Oh
a
my
name for the
god.
franchise,
That would be
you
the
know?
that
That
would
would
be
be the
the name.
tagline.
That would be
Yeah.
that would be like
Total tagline.
Shadow
Love that.
Shark.
See, y'all are so much more creative than me. I just come up with really bad dad jokes.
Oh, don't
So-
you worry.
Oh, worry, because we've got a few minutes left, and I've
Yep.
got one for you guys.
And then we're just gonna go down honorable mention, fast motor type.
Mhm.
No, we're just gonna throw at the wall and see what
Mhm.
sticks.
Okay,
So I don't even know how to preface this one because I don't have a backstory. I don't have a rhyme or reason. I just went, I'm doing this one. No, actually, I do have a reason for it. So I'm going to take you into a wonderful, beautiful, amazing universe called the Forgotten Realms. And I am going to introduce you to the love child of an illithid, a mind flayer, and the Hulk.
What the fuck?
And he's going to be big and green, and he's going to have little, Zoidberg stuff going on there.
She's got a thing for octopi.
I know there's a tentacle thing going on.
Yeah,
She's,
no.
she's Cthulhu. Look.
Hey man, you could
Wait a minute.
lean into that, buddy.
Okay. Cthulhu.
Oh,
So
man.
It's a thing.
the mind flayer, who self-explanatory, gets in there and fucks some shit up. And for those of you that are not familiar with the Forgotten Realms, just do yourself a favor and dig in.
Just look up the monster manual and
Yeah.
look at a mind flare.
Mhm.
Or you could play
And-
Baldur's Gate 3, which is coming out now, set in that universe and heavily involves illithids, mind
Yes.
flayers. Yeah.
I'm waiting.
And there's also, if you play Magic the Gathering, there's also a magic version.
This is true,
So
but I have a soft spot for my version. But yes, they're it's a
and there's no
big
licensing issue.
green
It's the same company.
tentacles on the face. It can screw with your mind. It can destroy, buildings, your face. I don't see a downside. I really feel like this creature is extremely OP because it's not big all the
Yeah.
time. It's only big when it's angry.
That's true.
It could be
True.
regular size.
And it doesn't actually have to be big. It could just be
No.
green. Like it depends on what attribute you want to get. It could be super strength, but not be like
This is
Incredible Hulk
But
size.
I like the growing because statistically your stats go up. You get bigger. You get better buffs.
In the world of D&D, I think you're right. Yeah.
Right. That's why I said that's where we're going.
Yeah. Well, you're
Yeah.
the author. You get to decide,
For
That's where we're at.
I'm just spitballing with you. But it's funny that she went that direction because I had given her a couple days ago, I had given her the idea of taking the Hulk and Poison Ivy and putting them together just for humor purposes and saying, okay, they're both scientists, right? She's batshit crazy. So now you have a crazy Hulk. And they're both green. So their kid's going to be green.
The
they're
problem
both
I had
super
with that,
hot.
Super hot.
the problem I had with that is there's nothing complimentary. Well, not nothing complimentary. It's just that they're so very similar that I don't feel like I'm making the most of my choices.
I think they were too similar. It wasn't out of the box enough, maybe.
No. Definitely not. There were
Okay.
no tentacles involved. So
But I like your illithid Hulk, and it's funny you bring that up because I was going for a bike ride like the other day, and I was just
And you
thinking
saw an
about how
illithid?
I thought about like an Avengers D&D crossover. How since like they're kind of also owned by the same company, that could definitely happen, and they could you could have the different Avengers as like different classes. Like the Hulk could be a barbarian, Thor could be I don't know, a paladin of some lightning god or something,
Right.
But
I definitely get to play Loki. I just want to throw that out there. But Sean says, does that make it a grower and not a shower?
Oh.
When it gets big,
It's
does
a
its
grower.
tentacles get longer?
Oh. Is he green? Can he
Yes.
at least be green?
He's definitely green.
Okay.
Yeah, he's big.
Because there could be the Red Hulk too. Red Hulk is pretty
Oh.
badass.
I don't like the red Hulk. I like the regular Hulk. I don't even like Bruce Banner Hulk combo where he's actually articulate. No, I
Oh,
want
do.
my
I like it when he's.
Hulk to smash.
I like it when he kept doing his experiments and actually became a lucid Bruce Banner. Actually, I thought that was very clever. But in any case,
I like
all right.
See,
So-
Hulk can smash.
I do definitely believe that you're onto something there with the Avenger D&D crossover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that could be really cool.
If they can get D&D to have like maybe 2 more movies that are like epic, like not the saying that their last movie was epic, but it was better than
Definitely
any other
better than the other one.
other D&D movie to date,
Yes.
as far as I'm concerned. And was it Lord of the Rings? No. Was it you know what I mean?
But it was super fun. It
But it
was
was
a
super
really
fun.
good, fun adventure movie.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of campaigns are like that when you play. So
Mhm.
you can really appreciate that, especially if you go to like Ex Machina and you just listen to their podcast or watch their cartoon. it has that type of humor in it. So I think they found the right formula in any case. But
I
I
agree.
think that there's something to say for that. As long as that franchise can keep being as successful as that movie was, then they might have hope, like maybe 3 movies down the line.
Sean has an idea.
Yeah.
Deadpool and William Shatner. He wants a conversation with that mashup.
Oh my God, I really want to hear that. Are you out of your Vulcan mind?
Or why
That would
not
be interesting.
Deadpool and Christopher Walken?
Yeah, I like that.
Maximum effort. Engage. No, that was Picard. Thank you.
So, how random can we get? I mean,
Oh, boy.
you could take this somewhere.
No, I think he's got a list.
I do. Okay. I'm going to
Rabbit
go
hole.
with, and I'm glad that we got through an entire episode before we got to this point because there was a chance that this was just going to be the episode. When I was thinking of crossover characters, I'm not going to come up with pitches for all of these because they kind of speak for themselves. I found that the ultimate villain to pair pretty much anything with was Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs because he's just so damn creepy. He's
Yeah.
so creepy and he really elevates it. And the first monstrosity I thought of was you take Mr. Mime from Pokemon and you fuse him with Buffalo Bill and you get like the most right?
Oh
It's
my God.
nightmarish. It's
You
very
just,
unsettling to think
Destroyed
about.
Jacqueline. You really just
Yep.
destroyed her. Do not show her, tell her, none of that.
Well, I told her and Ryan, and both of them had the same exact comment, which was, which one's the hero? but it can get weirder.
Mr. Mime.
You take Steve from Blue's Clues and you also pair him with Buffalo Bill, and suddenly you have a very creepy and unsettling children's show.
Right. And I was gonna go with Buffalo Bill. Believe it or not, I was gonna go with Buffalo Bill, and I can't remember the name of Dolores, whatever her name is. From
Umbridge.
From.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine if they became a supervillain?
Oh, that would be terrible.
That'd
My
be
mind is
scary. I
blown.
mean, just not like a supervillain, but obviously supervillain.
Like just
like Jack the Ripper times a million.
I do think my favorite one that I came up with though was Buffalo Bill Nye the Science Guy.
It just makes sense.
oh my God.
Oh my
It
gosh.
just makes
Today,
sense.
children, we're going to learn about anatomy. And we'll just stop right there.
This is how you skin a person.
Cut speed. Fade to black.
All right.
man.
Well, in any case, that brings us to
A close.
our close. I
Not
mean,
close.
Oh no.
But a close nonetheless.
Come on, give me something. We're ending on Buffalo Bill.
I don't know.
I really like it. I really liked where you came from.
Buffalo Bill.
I really enjoyed the everywhere where everybody's head was at. I loved it. It was amazing. Love you too, Mom.
Love you, Mom.
But let's do this again next week.
Not
how
this
about that?
specific
No.
thing.
But let's do this show again next week, and let us say, like, are we rating into anybody, or do we have an announcements to make? Okay.
The wonderful Sarknor. He's our favorite elder being.
Okay, so August 18th is
the charity
stream,
Mhm.
which is BSBN's charity stream. Starts at 4 p.m. and they're gonna do a whole bunch of shenanigans, and they're gonna try to make
This is
raise
BSBN.
money.
You know there's shenanigans.
raise money, but just keep your eye out for the ads that are coming, because if we know Dondero, he will come up with some pretty fantastic stuff.
I don't know.
So, but anyways, we're gonna raid on over into Nev, and I'm sorry that Arugs didn't make it. I know we made the announcement that she was going to be here, but she must have got caught up in something. But
Things happen.
time zone issue, which happens when
Which won't happen.
when you have BSBN members across the universe.
It won't happen after I kidnap her and steal her and keep her.
And keep her forever and ever.
Mhm.
All right. Well, thanks to everyone for watching. Thank you, Nick, for your amazing contributions.
Oh,
Thank
Happy
you,
to
my
be here.
darling,
for my tentacles.
for your tentacle. That was just amazing. And your names, your creativity and names was awesome. Both of you guys did a great job. I appreciate everybody. Peace and love.
All right, y'all.
We'll
Bye,
talk
guys.